What's up, guys? Jason Payne, your host of the Sexy Business Status Podcast. Thanks for being here again. I'm here with my man, Bret Nowell. Met Bret, I don't know how many months ago, but multiple times. And we reconnected recently, and I was like, freaking hustler, working, cranking, blue collar, sales. I'm like, dude, let's get after it. So I was like, hey, come in, let's have a conversation and drop some bombs together. So
I know I'm excited too, because I kept seeing you pop up, and I was attracted to just get to know who you were for a while. It's a funny story, if you don't mind me sharing, because I thought it's funny.
Sure.
I've been trying to be your friend for a minute, intentionally be your friend. As weird as that may sound. And I remember, we talked about it a little bit, you were driving down my street, and I see you, and I stop. I'm like, hold up, that was Jason. I'm pretty sure. I back up. I'm like, what are you doing down here? And I think when your kids were playing basketball down the street, right?
Yeah.
You gave me your number. I'm like, all right, we'll connect. And I was like, all right, it's happening. We're going to be friends. This can be so cool.
Dude, that happens like once a week.
I know.
Most
I believe
random
it.
people.
I believe it. But I think I'm different, right? I'm like, It's me, though, you know?
Like,
and so you give me your number. I text you and nothing back. I'm like, swing and a miss. You know, it's going to happen. Don't worry.
Sure.
And then I think we had something with Cam in his group was talking about networking. I'm like, all right, I'm doubling down again. I'm going to text his ass again. So I text you, and what I say, I was like, hey, I'll come and cook breakfast for your whole staff. I'll do whatever you need. Let's just hang out and talk. No response back. By the way, not offended at all. I'm just like, the game's not over.
Yeah.
Dakota's at my office,
well,
right?
Hold on. How many times do you follow up with somebody before you should earn their business?
As many times till I get it. I don't know.
7 to 12. Grant Cardone teaches 7 to 12. So you're at 2. Keep going.
All right. Well, then I did really good because I did it before that.
Okay.
But I'm talking to Dakota, and he's at the office filming. I'm like, bro, next time you see him, tell his ass to hit me back because we're going to hang out. And he's like, all right, I'll do whatever I can. And he did invite me to a couple of your things.
That's 4 or 5.
Work.
Okay.
Yep. Anyway, the last thing was there's pickleball, and I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to, we're going to come, we're going to film, get to know people. I was like, he's got to be there. And when he does, I'm going to corner his ass, and I'm going to get him. And then sure shit, you were there, and we started talking, and it was like, all right, finally, we're here. We're tight. We made a connection. And that's all it really was. We just need to have a moment to just talk and make a connection and get to know each other.
Yeah.
Because people are busy. It's just the way that it is. I'm not offended at all.
Yeah,
I just
you
don't know me. Let's get together, you know?
Dude, that happens with everyone and everything. It doesn't matter. It's the part where egos get in. The best part is it shows that you have no ego there. Because a lot of people, the ego kicks in like, oh, he's too good for me, or he wouldn't DM me back or text me back. And I'm like, dude, a sale is a sale is a sale. If you're trying to get your kids to make them dinner, make them macaroni and cheese, and you're like, hey, what do you want? And you ask them once, I should only ask them once. Dude, they're 5, 7, 9 years old. A sale is a sale is a sale. So I'm trying to sell my kids on getting them to tell me what they want for dinner, apart from me making it.
That's right.
And it's 7 to 12 times. And it's not disrespectful if they don't answer you on the first time.
No.
If they blow you off, if they don't answer, they don't tell you, it doesn't mean that they're a disrespectful kid or a disrespectful friend or another dude. Like, screw that guy. I DM'd you. And I'm like, you DM'd me once? I'm not 300 to 500 like these other big guys. Like I get, probably 20 or 30 a day, but I'm like, you DM me once and I have no idea who you are. Right. You've added zero value in my life. Right. Why do you think you deserve, not me, puffing my chest, but I have shit to do and I have other priorities for other people that do actually add value in my life. You're trying to be a freaking energy vampire. You haven't given me any value yet.
Vampire is what it is.
And I'm like, what? But you get numb to it as well.
For sure.
Right.
Well, so plus you get all these DMs, half of them are spam anyway. You don't know. Right. They make this really nice thing. And you're like, all right, tell me what you want. And eventually they're like, hey, I want to run your social, this, that. You're like, all right.
Hey, I'm friends with so-and-so. And I'm like, okay. I was like, that just means, and don't get me started. We don't have time for that. Well, I'm friends with so-and-so. And I'm like, hey, are you really friends? It's like, dude, somebody dropped oh yeah, I'm friends with Jason Payne. I'm like, dude, I think I met him once at pickleball and talked to him for 5 minutes. All of a sudden we're friends. I don't follow you on social media. I don't have your phone number. We've never hung out. If you called me, I wouldn't even know who you were.
Right.
But I'm friends with Jason Payne. I'm like, so when people say that, it's so shallow. It's so shallow now.
I'm best friends with Jason Payne.
Yeah.
They're doing it wrong. You got to go above that.
Yeah, but
I don't get there. At least I land as your friend.
Right. But make it be legit too.
Correct.
Be like, no, I know who he is.
Right.
Brett, oh yeah, we're casual friends. Right? We're not best friends. We don't hang out. We're not business partners. Yeah, we're casual friends. I casually know that person. That's how because these guys are like, I'm friends with so-and-so. And I'm like, I'm friends with Tommy Mello. I'm like, you went to his A1 garage tour for 90 minutes. You're not his friend. Shut up.
It can happen though. I think social media is a very interesting tool because you see so much of people's life and what's going on because they show it.
Sure.
It almost gives them the idea that they already are more connected than they think that they are.
Yeah. Or
Like it
because they liked your stuff or said thanks, bro, in
Yeah.
response to a post or something like
Yeah.
that. And all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, we're tight. It's like you heart all my stuff. That is
Thank
not
you.
a relationship.
Right,
Like,
right.
welcome to 2025.
Right.
Right.
But I love
So
I love the whole process. I really did because it was just once again, I don't have an ego. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care about any of this stuff, right? Like
Sure.
I just don't care. And I understand a lot of it too because even in my life, right, it's either family or it's business. Anything outside of those two things, I have to think really long and hard about actually
Yes.
doing them. Like my really close friends that I grew up with day one in Arizona, I don't see them very often because
Dude, I
they have
saw-
family and they got stuff
dude,
going on.
no way. Why?
Just too much going on. So like if I do something, it's hard for me. I gotta like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm not hanging out with one of my 5 kids, my wife, I'm not taking care of business and work. Both things are very crucial in my life. If I'm doing this, I better have a really good reason, right? Or
Right.
it's very intentional.
Right.
Or it's like, I've not connected with you in a couple of years. We need to make this happen. But if it's a casual thing that's taking me away from these 2 pillars, it's really difficult to pull me away from those things.
Right. And they're like, oh man, I don't see you anymore. And I'm like, well, I'm still here. I just have other priorities. And if you don't want to be a part of that priority, some people can't. Some people are like, I don't want to. Like, hey, I need you to level up. Like, and I learned this now more than ever. And we'll talk about my strategic HVAC company that I'm starting, right?
Cool.
With my partners involved. And I'm gonna blow his brains out. How old are you? 22, freaking 24
Hell yeah,
years
man.
old. 24 years old. And but I'm like, I think there's 7 of us in this company. And they're like, dude, there's so many partners. I'm like, most of them board of advisors, but it's a circle of proximity. I've learned that now more than ever. And that has to do with attitude, has to do with mindset, has to do with money. Like if you hang around losers, you will be a loser. If you hang around broke people and you're a wealthy person, you will go broke because it's a law of attraction. It just is. You will not hang out with 5 fat people and you're healthy, and then all of a sudden you're gonna like maintain your 6-pack. You're not.
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen unless by some way you get those other 5 to get a 6-pack, right? Which I'm doing that with a couple of people. Actually, it's really fun. But law of average, you're gonna lose that 6-pack. You're just gonna get fat.
Correct.
Right. But little by little, when you just slowly start to dabble into those circles, networking groups, masterminds, just conversations with people, podcasts like this, right? We're not talking about, how much you're going to make per hour. We're talking about exits for, 10, 20, $30 million. We're talking about sales reps making $100, $200, $300,000 a year. Like those are the type of things we're talking about, having a great sex life and a great marriage and having a ton of kids. Like that's what this podcast is for. Number 1. Number 2, it's my podcast. I choose who I want in this seat. And I've had people be like, hey, can I pay you to come on your podcast? I'm like, no. We don't align, right? And but the other part is like, just like you and I talked about, like, oh, like getting on Jason's radar, you got to shoot your shot. A lot of people like Nick Trevelyan taught me this years ago, and I love it, and I steal all the time. Like, give yourself permission to be in the room. Give yourself permission to get in that room, get in that group. It's not a social status. It is not a social flex. That is not the reason why you do that, right? You do it because that if your goals align with theirs, and like, I don't envy Cam Bodden. I don't. He's one of my best friends, super good dude. We hang out. We're like, he is a genuine cat Evan Ritchie, we can go through the list.
Sure.
I hang out with those guys because they make me based off their actions, they influence me. It's all about influence. Influence me to be a better dad, be a better husband, be a better business owner, right? Become more financially stable. All those things. Okay, if they're doing all those things, I want to be around that guy.
And
right?
it's not because the money, right? It's because of how they carry themselves.
Yes.
That's what attracted me to you and anybody else, right? Is I just want to see how Jason communicates to his people. I want to see how Jason solves his own problems. I want to see Jason in a frantic situation, how he handles that. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's what's most
You
important.
just saw one right now.
Well,
before
exactly.
we
And
press
that's the thing
record.
is, I can look at the money and be like, that's amazing. But guess what? It doesn't mean anything. And I can't obtain that unless I'm operating in a similar way or similar capacity. And that's what's amazing about that circle of influence. It's about how they walk their life, how they take care of their people. Like that is what everyone's trying to learn. And that's what I think, like getting in the circle of people like that. If you're so far away from how they operate, even if you get in that room, you wouldn't know what to do in the first place anyway.
Yes.
Or you're almost kind of like a little kid looking up all these big adults, and you're like, oh my gosh, like what's going on, right?
Right.
And that's the difference. And if you look at it the right way, right? And you're not in that circle, what you should be looking at is not like, all these guys are too good for me. It's, what do I need to do differently internally? What do I need to change in how I operate, how to wake up in the morning, whatever it is? What do I need to do differently? Who do I need to be in that room? And I think if you solve that question, everything else starts to go in that correct direction. That's it.
Well,
Who do I need to be?
Well, like Brenton's over here. You guys can't see him on camera. Brenton's over here, and I'm like, we
Stud
roll
over there.
every Thursday. I'm like, dude, I was like, he's like, hey, I don't even know how it started, but I talked about like, I was going to do another venture with one of my buddies, didn't work out, and I don't even know how you got my radar. How did you get my radar?
I was on a roof and had a question.
Oh, he's on a roof and had a question about.
Bro, if you get on a roof, that's automatic best friend
Yeah,
status.
he's like, hey, I got a question about a roof. I'm like, I'll get value. I'm listening. Like, I've known him since he was in diapers.
That's what he
right?
said, yeah.
But it was just like going to Mexico and going like riding quads and stuff like that. There was playing softball. Like, there's no business or family value to that. And I'm 15. It's like I'm married and I'm gonna have my 6th kid on Sunday. I think you have a girlfriend.
I got one.
Got one. That like so
Hey.
like different chapters, right? Like completely different chapters, right? And like what he did in revenue, what he's gonna take home, we do in revenue per day. So it's like different chapters, but he shot his shot. And I was talking about it. He's like, hey, like I'd love to do that. I where I'm at right now, what I'm doing, yada yada yada. We won't go into details right now, but like as it evolves, I'll roll it out. But like he shot a shot, and I'm like, dude, and no joke, I swear on my life. I don't talk to Brendan Dawson very often, but he's one of my biggest mentors. Like, I'm not gonna cry, but that dude like is a freaking badass, and he helped me like crazy. And I got goosebumps. He taught me, you hire for hunger and for energy, nothing else. If there's other things, high five. If there's experience, great. If there's capital, if there's money, if there's relationship, if there's leveraging,
Those are all cherries on top.
cherries on top. But like the core of your pie, you have a crust and the pie. If you get whipped cream and a cherry, high five. But the crust and the pie is hunger and energy, because I cannot put that into you. It's already in you. And like you can
It's
pull it out
hard
of
to
some
create
people.
too. It's really hard to teach people
It
that
is.
want that.
Yes.
Like, that's a tough thing to do.
But he's obnoxious. He wouldn't stop texting me. Hey, we're gonna do this. Let's talk. And I'm like,
7 to 12, baby.
yeah. And I was like, okay. And with other ventures, with other things that I've done, I'm like, I didn't get any of that. I didn't get, boom, let's do this. Hey, let's make a move. Hey, can I come ride with you? And I'm like, I'm getting on roofs. I'm doing podcasts. I have meetings. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I want to sit in the truck next to you and just talk. I'm like, okay, get in.
Let's go.
Right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, shit. I'm like, this. I was like, hungry, and the energy. Like, hey, what's up? I'm like, I'm not, dude. I call them Eeyores. There are Eeyores in your life. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. They call them energy vampires. There's different ways to describe them, but like, I call them Eeyores. Like, what's up, man? I'm okay. This happened to me today. My wife's mad at me. I don't have any leads.
There's no life in them.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no
It
life in
it drives me absolute. I hate with the passion those people. And it's not that you're a bad person. I don't want to be around those people. I want to be around winners and doers and people that are positive. They're optimistic. They want to do something. They want to make an impact. They want to help people. Those are people that I want to be around, because I am one of those people. And I work my ass off to be around those. I don't want to hang around those guys, because I do that and I'm like, dude, my mojo's up here. You just brought it down to here. Like,
Right.
how dare you come in and take what I work my ass off, and the energy of like going to the gym, working out, being financially successful, growing and scaling a business. And you're like, why do you want to take on all that risk? And I'm, well, like,
Said like Eeyore himself.
you don't need to have a 6-pack to be happy. And I'm like, yes, look at you. Of course you don't. Like, you would never give me that advice, because you've never done it.
Well, he doesn't even know what happiness is, right? Because his
Thank
circle
you.
of influence is all right here.
Yeah.
Right? So he doesn't know that this even exists. He might think that this is like where he should be.
Yeah.
Right? But I also think the reason why you are so offended by it is because the amount of work it takes to get you to where you're at, right? That mental state, that energy, that confidence. You don't just wake up and it's there. It takes work, and it's taking work every day. Right? You going to the gym and pushing yourself every day.
Dude.
You coming into the office and running your
I
shit.
waddled like a duck in here this morning from
Yes.
leg day yesterday. Literally like a duck. I'm waddling like into the parking lot. Like, you okay? And I'm like, dude, literally one of the hardest. We're in December. One of the hardest leg days all year
Yeah.
was yesterday. But I'm like, and I feel that, and it's okay if they don't want that, that's fine. But you're not obligated to hang around your parents, hang around your siblings, hang around your neighbors, hang around church people, hang around school people. You're not obligated to hang out with any of them. You choose who you want to hang out with, who you want to talk to. You either answer the phone or you don't. You text them or you don't. You answer your door or you don't. I didn't have to take that phone call, but I felt hunger and I felt energy, and I'm like,
You were drawn to it.
but it wasn't like, let's get married day one. It was like, cool. I'll
entertaining.
answer that phone call again.
Yeah.
Right. And then, and he calls again. And I'm like, okay, well, last time was an Eeyore or was it Piglet? Right. I use not really.
Piglet or Eeyore, huh?
Piglet, right? Like Piglet.
pretty good.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing of Piglet, dude, just
Chipper,
like, or
jumping around.
Tigger. Sorry. I'm not Piglet. My
Tigger
bad.
even more. I
Dude,
put
Tigger.
Piglet in the same category though, you know?
Yeah, but like, dude, Tigger, like, he's psycho, he's bouncy. You never see Tigger like in a bad mood. He might get sad for a minute, but like 90% of the time, that dude's jacked up, ready to rock and
bounce on
roll.
that tail again.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like he's all over the place. And I'm like, dude, would you rather just, everybody knows Winnie the Pooh and all the characters. Would you rather hang out with Winnie the Pooh or Piglet or Eeyore or Tigger? Dude,
T.I.
Tigger.
double all
Right.
day.
All
Yes,
day. Why?
all day.
Because dude, that energy is, both of them are toxic in a good way or a bad way. We think of toxic as in something bad. What about toxic in a good way? What about that good vibe and those type of things? So as we're talking about this, I'm telling you, I had a kid who I actually brought under my wing. Does have a dad, single mom. So my wife Heidi comes from a single mom game.
Okay.
Her dad passed away a couple years ago, but she's been since she was one. She's had a split family, so she doesn't know a husband and wife, mom and dad combo. Split family from day one. So she has this like natural like love and heart for single moms, right? Because she grew up with one and seeing the struggles and all those type of things.
Yeah.
So his name's Andre Finlayson. He calls me. I actually helped him when he was at Williamsville High School football, sponsors stuff, like cooked for him, did the whole shebang, right? All through like scouts. I know scouts isn't a thing anymore in the LDS world, but like doing scout stuff from like 11-year-olds to scouts, becoming an Eagle Scout and high school football. So I was like his little mini mentor. He didn't know that, but I was, and I loved it. So fast forward, he goes and plays college football up in Wyoming, North Dakota, way up, University of Mary, way up north. And he's playing. I think he just finished his 4th year, and so he's like, I got to get a job. And he's like, hey, I'm going to go do roofing sales in Idaho. He's like, can you give me a couple pointers? And I'm like, absolutely, bro.
Let's go.
But he texted me and called me like 3 or 4 times. Busy, doing stuff. A lot of time, like, you're a college kid playing football. Like, you probably just want to shoot the shit. I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
No, not that I don't like him. Not that I'm better than him. I have stuff going on and I'm not able to, whatever. Text me. He's like, hey, I want to do sales. He's like, can I send you this agreement that they sent to me for comps and everything? And I'm like, bro, now we're talking, right? But the hunger and the energy, right?
Right.
He wants to do more. He wants to start making money. He wants to get a job. He wants to go knock doors. He wants to go do those things. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll give you this, right? I'll give you time and energy. And he's also been an Eeyore.
I think everybody has those times to have be yours.
We
right?
all have, yes.
I call them seasons, right?
Yes.
You being a winter, you being a summer, the spring, like you go through all those seasons, and you're 38. You look back at life. I know you've gone through those seasons too. Because they're almost it's a necessity to get to like this season, right? The season of growth and joy and like really just taking it all in. It's a season.
But with friends,
rejoice.
if you only hang out with Eeyores, you're never gonna be a Tigger. And if
No,
you
of
have a
course
Tigger,
not. You'll be an Eeyore.
I think we all have a Tigger inside of us, but it stays suppressed and it stays quiet. And the spring in the tail never comes out of the closet because the Eeyores won't let you. They put a deadbolt on that door. And they don't want you to pull that out because they don't want to pull theirs out because it's not fun, it's not comfortable, it's hard, it's sweaty, it's bloody, it's dirty, it's whatever. But I'm telling you, when you're ready to, and you pull out that tail and you want to bounce, then as soon as you pull it out, you're like, okay, if I'm bouncing, these guys are like, woe is me bullshit. You're gonna go find other dudes that are bouncing.
Yes.
You're gonna go find dudes with the stripes, with the tails, and you're like, oh, let's go.
Whatever energy you have, you will attract it one way or another. Be customers, relationships, your home environment, right? Your relationship with your kids. Like you're just gonna replicate that everywhere that you go.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not mindful of it.
And don't be scared. A lot of people think that, oh, I have to go find another Tigger in order to pull my Tigger out. Dude, you can be your own Tigger.
It has to be you first, I think. It can't be the other guy anyway.
Yes, but you can't bank on other people for it though.
No.
Like it has to be you, but you can also do it by yourself.
Yes.
Like I did it by myself. I was made fun of for being a roofer.
Why?
Sit on that. Because I was working for my uncle. I wasn't a business owner. I was just, yeah, he's a roofer for his uncle. And I'm like, okay. And then that's internal drive. That's like Spartan 300 want to kill people. Like, fuck around and find out, bro.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Because when I got into door to door, that was that thing too. When I got into door to door, it was like, oh man, are you okay? Are you sad?
Yeah.
Because when I got into door to door, I actually got, I don't know how to say it. I got forcibly removed from my dad's company. My dad just brought in a new partner, and he wanted to close out any operations that were not in headquarters in Arizona. I ran the call center in Utah. Okay. Randomly woke up one morning to do a sales call, go over numbers. My dad had no idea either. He was sitting in the back, and his now co-owner jumped on. He goes, "Hey, Brett, we got to shut doors, man. We're no longer doing any offices that are outside of the headquarters office. So, we're going to have to shut down the office." I'm like, "What are we going to do then? I just got my first house, had my first kid. What do we do?"
What does that look like?
Yeah. And he goes, "Well, you can just commute down here." And I was like, "All right, fine. Who's footing that bill?" And he goes, "Oh, we're not footing the bill. You have to come down here." I'm like, "Well, that's obviously not going to happen."
Yeah.
And so in that moment, I was like, "Well, I guess I'm done. I guess I'm quitting." And in that moment, it was actually the best moment of my life because I was waiting. I actually wanted to quit so bad, but I was so scared because I didn't know what would happen. And the best part is typically the reason why you don't want to leave is because you have money coming in. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
I didn't actually. My dad was part owner when business was rough. Guess who also didn't get paid? Me.
Sure.
Not even realizing that was so not right.
So
but I was
up,
willing
yeah.
to play ball because I'm like, well, I'm with it. Whatever. We'll
He's my
play a
dad.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to happen so bad. But the best part is when I started to hit door to door, because I always told everybody, they're always like, you should do it in Utah, right? Everyone's hitting you up every second. And I, in my head, not doing it, it's like, yeah, I know I could do it, but I'm not doing it. I'm too good for that stuff. And I wakeboarded every summer. That was like my thing. That's how I have any connection with like Ben. When I got into wakeboarding, Ben Christensen was like, he still is like the guy, right? Every time we wakeboarded, it looked like so much fun, but that was my life. So if I was like, if I'm going to go do door, bro, you talk about energy, like that's the guy you're around. You're like, bro, I want to jump off walls right now.
I go work on, I've only done it once, make that very clear. So it's not like I've been doing it for a year, but like today's Thursday. On Saturday morning, I'm going to go, he's not in Arizona anymore, is he? Is he still here?
Yeah. He's living in Mesa.
Okay. But he was in Utah or somewhere for a while, right?
Yeah, for a little bit.
So, so Chase Boyd's another one of my homies. Same thing. Just
I want to know him, dude. He's
Tiger
like
energy,
a
bro.
stud.
Yeah, and so I hit him
That
up.
whole group, though, they all grew up together. They got that like fire energy in them.
Yeah. The Gilbert Mesa mojo, dude. It's a real thing.
Back when the nothing went past Mesa.
Yes.
Like you've been here long enough. Like where you saw
it was
the
Mesa High and Mountain View.
Yeah,
and that was it. And it was Gilbert and Highland, and that was it.
Yep.
Maybe Mesquite, maybe a little bit of Higley, but that was
and all farmland past Mesa, from what I remember.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I remember we used to do wakeboard.
Didn't go past Power Road, bro.
Yes. Because we used to do wakeboard competitions down at the Santan Lake. And like back then it was all dirt. So we drove down there. It was like, we're driving all the way down to Santan.
Yeah.
You wakeboard on this lake. There's no homes around it.
Nothing.
And now the whole thing's built up all the way down
completely.
and then some. It's wild how fast that stuff's grown.
Yeah.
It's wild.
But so going back to Ben though, it's like you find those people, but a lot of times you have to be willing to and bring that energy and bring that hunger with you, or those people you will detract yourself from them. But I'd rather have, like, if you're hungry, you have that hunger and energy, like Brenton's in here, he's not talking, just sitting. I'm like, dude, just sit and listen to the conversations, because I guarantee you, and I did this to a guy that I helped coach. I did a little mini consult. I think it's like North Carolina, my buddy Josh Tilley. It's for one of his clients. He's like, hey, will you go talk to this, hop on a call with this cat? I said, sure, no problem. I got you. He and I are buddies. I'm like, I'll do you a favor, not a problem. And I said, before we get on the call, I said, text me the closest 5 people that you hang out with, talk to on a daily basis. Text me these 5 people. And I said, I want their names. Not full names, just name. Blah, 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 blah. He said, cool. I said, okay. Now, next to that name, one was a grandma, one was his son, one was his wife, and there was a couple others. And I said, cool. I said, put how much money, because he wanted to hop on the call to grow and scale his business.
Okay.
Right? It wasn't marital advice, because I do, not like coaching for marital advice, but like
I love your topics. Are
I do all
so
3
on point.
pillars,
I love
right?
it,
I do parent, spouse, and business, all 3.
Well, they're all connected. So
and personal. So yeah. So personal, you have spouse, you have family, and you have business. Technically, those 4 pillars, right? It's not just business. Like there's other guys, like my opinion, Grant Cardone really only talks about business, right? Love Grant, Brandon Dawson, only business. Never talks about marriage and all those other things. But the point being is, I said, now put how much revenue these guys make per year. And put grandma, retired, son, 80 grand, wife, I think 0, I think a stay-at-home mom. And one of his buddies makes like 60 grand a year, 80 grand a year. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I said, first thing first. Love all of them, give them a kiss, tell them you love them. Never take advice from them for growing and scaling a business, ever. If that's what you want to do, none of them have ever owned a business. None of them have ever scaled a business, right? And naturally, your spouse and there's a couple unicorns for your spouses where they're like, your spouse is more psycho than you, like go and kill it in business. Like, don't be a pussy, go conquer. There's very, very few of those. There are, but not a lot of them. Most of them are like, holy shit, this is terrifying. Let's just like stay small and like stay in my little safety net, nest and egg and whatnot. And, but dude, your mom and dad are like, naturally they're trained to protect you, not to be like, yes, go jump off the cliff and hopefully you don't die. It's like, no, don't jump off the cliff. Like you can die. Don't do that. So naturally they don't want you to go do the psycho part of being an entrepreneur. Sure. And owning a business and then growing it and scaling it.
Well, a lot of times too, it's because they haven't done that yet anyway.
They've never done it.
It's just scary in general. They're like, it's scary because they don't have the information, right? Information is always the bridge or the gap of being stuck and going to where you want to go. Or experience. Well, yeah, exactly. The wisdom, which is also another topic, right? Because there's so much information out there. If you wanted to go start a business, you could do it. It's all there. Everything's online, right? Who was it who said this? Is Casey Bott. I don't know if you know him.
I love Casey Bott.
Dude, the go of door to door, like started as a
I only
rap,
met him
now
once,
300
but,
mil. Bro, he's just amazing to listen to. And he said it himself to our group one time, and he said, we are drowning in knowledge and starving in wisdom. Like we have so much knowledge that almost stops us from going forward because it's too much, right? But we lack all the wisdom because we
literally
don't
at
do
our
anything.
fingertips.
Yes, it's right
Especially
there.
with AI and ChatGPT and Google, like, dude, you can like
everything.
I remember back in the day, my dad had this bookcase, right? Like the encyclopedias. Remember that? A through Z. I mean, you're talking 2-inch thick books.
Yes, sir.
That's where you'd have to go to get your information from because the internet was barely out, but Google wasn't what it is now, obviously. And then AI wasn't, and ChatGPT and all those things were clearly not around. Phones were still like, it was pagers still.
Yeah,
right?
anonymous, man. I remember that.
Yes, it's like call the house to the house line, that kind of stuff. But I love that you said that because knowledge and wisdom are two different things. I think now more than ever, and it's kind of cool because now it's the part that pisses me off about the blue collar space. I've been doing this thing for 16 years, 2010. So I had to like jump into it just now.
Right.
Doing this for January will be 16 years. And I've never been scared to, like I'm wearing work boots right now. Why? Because they don't get very dirty anymore, but I'm not scared to freaking
go out and do it.
Well, I have a hat that like I wouldn't wear here because it would literally grow its own feet and like walk out of the room. It's that disgusting from sweating. I think now more than ever, it's kind of cool. Like, oh, like all these guys projecting like the trades are where the money's at and the blue collar space is where the millionaires are made and this and that. I'm like, dude, I've been telling you that one from day one. Number two, AI is never going to replace it. Robots are not going to replace. Correct. Robots are not going to put roofs on. They're not.
Correct.
They're just not.
I have a question. Are they not already doing that though, to some degree?
No.
I see things, but I don't know how real it is.
Dude, it's all
like
fake.
You see machines
it's all
go up
bullshit.
Like,
yeah, there is a machine that they made that can put on shingles.
But it's so far away from.
But who tears it off? Who tears the roof off? The machine? No, think the machine looks like Sandlot. You know the Sandlot one where they like launch it and it's like all of his little metric thingies.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like that. It has wheels. Who loads it up on the roof? Does it jump up on the roof? Does it load itself up on the roof? Oh no. Right. Who ties it down? And then who does all the programming to make sure that it lines up correctly? Yes, it will take a shingle, it'll lay it out, and it'll hit the nail line correctly. I watched it because I had 100 people send it to me. Jason, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do? I'm like, first of all,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was like,
done. You're done.
I was like, so what about who's tearing off the shingle? And who's turning off the underlayment? And then who's putting on the new underlayment? Who's putting on the drip edge? Who's putting on the starters? Because last time I checked, that thing only puts on shingles. Oh, by the way, there's only a certain number of shingles per bundle. Who loads that? Does the shingle go and scroll up and zip around the roof and grab that are 6 bundles stacked high? Does it go grab one of those bundles and pull it off and load itself? Right. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Jason's doing that.
No, one of my guys is a human with a freaking heartbeat with a brain is doing that.
Just to be clear, debunk that theory.
Yeah, dude.
Debunked.
Yeah, debunked. Oh, by the way, let's get into concrete tiles.
Robots.
Yeah, let's talk about concrete tiles. Yeah, you're going to. Dude, get out of here. Like,
it ain't gonna happen.
Ain't no robot. And if it is by then, I'm gonna be dead and or retired.
If anything, as things change and shift, I just feel like it creates a different and a new opportunity at the end of the day.
Yes, but think about it. Like, what about what realistically? Robots are coming out. They're already out there doing stuff.
I want
what are they pushing right now? What are
With the
they,
robots?
Yeah, what are they pushing? What
Taking
like
care
what's
of the
their
home,
task?
the basic chores, vacuuming, which is why I'm all
You haven't
about
seen
that.
one with a tool belt on, or a pouch, or a hammer, or a nail yet. You haven't
Right.
seen them framing stuff. You haven't seen them. Are they pouring concrete? Are they digging holes?
Right.
Of course not. It's the hardest thing to do. Right? What's the easy thing to do? We already have the freaking little circular robots that go and like clean our floors. That is actually a robot. We don't think it's a robot
100%.
because it doesn't look like the ones on the movies. That is a robot. I have one.
Yeah.
It cleans my floors every day at 9:50 p.m. It goes out and does little lines.
You
and
ever
it's,
find it following you around?
no,
Okay.
not yet. No, not. But well, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
but
okay.
but like, so it's gonna do the stuff inside. That's easy, right? So it's going to start on the inside and then eventually might work its way on the outside, right? You have self-driving cars, and that, but even then they're having problems with that right now. Like, so there's like all these things, but the point of it being is that all that is a scare tactic. All that is like, oh my gosh, my job's in jeopardy. Pace Morby talked about that. Somebody said roofing, and he's like, dude, they're already pre-manufacturing roofs when they're building these houses in a building, in a facility. They're already putting the roof on. Okay, cool. What happens when it leaks? And no roof lasts forever. Doesn't exist.
Right.
So unless they're going to put 4-inch concrete on it, and even then you got to seal it. So who's doing that? Okay, bro, it's not a thing, right? Oh, and okay, cool. So that's for new houses. What about the other hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of homes in Arizona that are already built with asphalt shingles, with flat roofs, with tile on them? Okay, cool. So the next 10 years they roll out these ones with roofs on them.
Right.
High five. Then what? Cool. Okay, but what about all those other ones that aren't going to get that? And you can't take that and put that on there unless you bulldoze the house.
Right.
Okay, so like it in my opinion, it's all it is a scare tactic. It's 100% bullshit.
But there's always the other side too, right? As you always have this stuff. It's like Anna Frisella always talks about. As we get more and more into all this shit in politics, right? America First is going to win, right? And then see all these brands are going America First, and they're growing and they're scaling.
Yes.
Same thing on that side. The more we go to like AI and robots, what do they want more and more of? Human face-to-face interaction.
Yes.
Which is why I always will love the door-to-door space because, right, the only debate you ever have is, well, I don't want to talk to a guy at the door that I don't know. I'd rather go on the phone and call somebody else I don't know.
Right.
Which is also funny because that person you call on the phone, guess where he's at? Sometimes he's in his truck, right? He's in his house, his basement.
Yes.
Like he's no more legit than the guy that's standing in front of you. But the more that we get on this path where people want to have face-to-face, it actually makes the door-to-door scene that much more sexy.
Yes.
Which is so cool too because back when I started door-to-door was like lame. Like I said, when I first got in, my bishop called me because I remember I made a post. I went out with my brother. We sold like 4 security alarms one Saturday. And I had no money coming in. I had to go make some money. And I remember my bishop sent me a message and he said, hey, Brett, I saw that you're doing door-to-door. I'd like to, I felt kind of, he literally said that, I think he said, I feel kind of bad. I want to let you know I have a position open for you at my funeral home doing sales. I'd love to hire you. And I said, hell no. I was just an employee. I just got fired at a moment's notice. Right? People saying that the reason why you want to be a W-2 employee is because it's more secure. So far from the truth, right? You're not.
Dude, you're one phone call, one email from being unemployed.
Yeah, you're poor, you're bad at your job, you're out. You're really good at your job, we have to pay you a lot of money. Sometimes you're out, right? At least in this scenario, 1099, whatever it is, I control everything.
The economy changes. Boom, you're
Yes,
out.
yeah.
Right?
So many circumstances.
AI comes in, like all these designers and all these guys, like AI comes in, boop, like you're out, right?
You're done.
But like as a business owner and in the trades, like bro, as long as people are taking a shit, they're gonna need plumbing. As long as people live underneath a roof, and they're gonna need a roof, right? And all those because like just the service side, I'm super good buddies with Ben Brown. He's one of the sons of Henry Brown.
Okay.
Over at Henry Brown GMC.
Okay.
I buy all my trucks from him, and he's my bishop. And lives 3 doors out for me.
That's a tight circle.
Oh, dude, talk about like getting in the right circles. Whew.
That's it.
Good dude to know. Anyways, I was talking with him and their service side, and they're like, dude, their service side, they're selling their cars is cute. He says, their service side, they print money on their service side. I'm like, really? It's like, yeah, because you sell these trucks. Who's going to service them? Who's going to take care of them? It's not just nothing in life, in my opinion, is a one and done. You go get married. No, that's why there's therapists and psychiatrists and counselors. Why? Because to maintain that relationship, to maintain that tire, right? Discount. Like, oh yeah, we'll come put air in your tires. Why? Because then we're going to find this and we're going to boom, then we'll get you for a new set.
I know sometimes that ruins me. I take my truck and I like overanalyze everything they say.
Don't do it.
I know it ruins me. I'm like, what's your tactic? What are you trying to get out of this?
Yeah, dude. Everything requires maintenance.
100%.
Everything requires maintenance. So get in just like a pool. I just built a $250,000 pool last year. Absolutely love it. Literally 30 days later, I had to have somebody clean it. because if not, it's going to turn green in 90 days.
It can
My
turn green
beautiful
quick
brand new
in
pool,
Arizona, man.
it'll be green in 90 days, not even 90 days in
Oh,
the
quicker
summer.
than that, like 15 days.
Right. But I'm like, so
monsoon
a brand
season?
new pool that I shouldn't have to touch, I still need to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
I just got married. When you get married, you need to maintain. People get married and then never maintain it, and then they get divorced 1, 3, 5, 10 years later. Like, why didn't it work? It's like, well, did you ever cut the grass? No, for your marriage. No. Did you ever take out the trash? No, for your marriage, right, or for whatever. It's like, you wonder why.
Right.
Right? It's like, dude, it's not like you never rotated your tires, and all of a sudden they're ones you're riding tires like this. I wonder, you're supposed to rotate them every 5,000 miles. Like those. So the maintenance like wrapping all this up on the blue collar side, like it's never gonna go away. The blue collar side, in my opinion, it might get easier.
Sure.
It might get faster. The tech side, so AI
Take
is
that for sure.
Tech side for sure, from
No question.
scheduling to response to
faster.
automation. Yeah, like call setters are already getting replaced. Scheduling schedulers for production stuff,
For sure.
those can get replaced because it's just click a button here. This is when I want you to come. My barber, I don't call my barber. I'm like, hey, I want to come this day, this time. I hop online. This day, this time, boom, done. So that
See, I'm weird like
receptionist
that.
is
It's the one
adios.
thing where I'm like, I don't want to go online. I want to talk to a human. I'm still like that. For some reason,
You can't.
I am.
I still call mine.
Yeah.
His name's Travis, by the way, and
really?
I only go to him. Talk about like face. Yeah,
I need a guy, bro.
You want a
I'm not
robot with a blade this close to your neck, dude? Get the fuck out of here. Just shut
Please
up.
don't go haywire.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah. Please don't like have a glitch.
Right.
Yeah. Or like or get in a bad mood or like piss him off or be like,
Yeah.
hey, can you fix this? Sure. And then you bleed out. Like it's now more than ever. Like I said, knowledge versus wisdom. My biggest advice, if you're a blue collar business owner or even just an employee wanting to be a business owner, my biggest advice for you would be learn to put in the work, get in the trenches. It's the biggest thing that these kids growing up, they do not want to get in the trenches. They do not want to sweat. They do not want to put in the work. They just want to jump from, that's why like being a business owner and an entrepreneur is almost tainted now. Oh, it's so easy to start a business.
Yeah, it's
like-
glorified in the wrong way.
It's very easy to start a business. I was talking to Brenton. I was like, I think it cost me $3,100 to become a roofer, $3,000, and I can be just as legit as a guy that does $100 million in roofing. Same license, cost me $3,100 to be just as legit on paper as that dude. But that doesn't mean that I'm a business owner. But like people don't want to put in the work, and like if you're a solopreneur and it's just you and you're only doing your stuff, dude, you're just you're not call yourself an entrepreneur. Give yourself that pat on the back. You want that flex. You're a solopreneur and it's just you. You don't have to. You don't cut checks for other people. You don't have any overhead. Like what's your risk?
Right.
Making sure that you pay your own rent for the month. High fucking five. Like that's not being a business owner.
No. And the reality is the difference of somebody, not doing business and doing business to the person that's doing small amount of business, a large amount of business is the person that does the actual work.
Yes.
Right. There are no secrets in this world. Like I said, information is everywhere. I learned this in door early in my years. I got this mentor named Jake Ellsworth. If you saw him, you would think that this guy like lives in a ditch. And I mean that. He knows that too. The way he acts, the way he walks, the way he dresses, you think he's a total bum.
Sure.
That dude's one of the wealthiest door-to-door guys, and he's a stud. But it's because the way he operates, he goes and does it. So when I got door-to-door, I actually hit him up because I saw him. I got brought into door-to-door in a really weird way, where a buddy of mine, Brett Kessler, called me up, and he knew that I did sales training for my dad. And he's like, I want you to come in and make the sales training for Protection One, which is a fairly large security company at the time.
Okay.
I had no business making any sales training for a security company at all. But he brought me on because it was his recruiting tactic, right? So he brought me on. They flew in like 5 or 10 of their best door-to-door guys, and I got to interview them all. Like, what a hack I got to have. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah.
I'd sit there, ask them all the questions, interview them,
Dude,
learn how
you
they
got in the
operate.
circle. You got in the room.
Oh, bro. It was
You didn't
the
even think you
best.
deserved to be in the room, which you deserve to, because even just because you don't think you deserve to be in the room, or you don't have the knowledge or the wisdom or the experience to be in the room, doesn't mean that you can't figure it out.
Well, it didn't matter. It didn't matter, right? He said, you can do this. I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah,
Could
figure
I
it
do
out.
it? No. But he gave me the opportunity. I'm going to take it and run with it, right? Plus, they paid me, I think it was like 30 grand. And at that time, me getting 30 grand, I was like, what the fuck is going on? These guys just paying 30 grand out of nowhere. I had no business doing this.
Yeah.
But I ran and did it. And then, man, I made some people pissed off. People that were actual, trainers, they were getting mad at me. And I remember walking through the building and Brett Kessler and the other owner
And you're
were
on a
just
pedestal.
yelling at each other. You gave him 30 grand for what? And he's like, oh, he's good. Anyway, did it, whatever. But the way it transpired is that I met this guy, Jake Ellsworth, and I started doing door-to-door full time. And I hit him up one day and said, hey, bro, you're the best that I see on the leaderboard. I'm chasing you every day. I'm not even close. Let me come see what you're doing. That guy said, no problem, come to my house, sat me down for 2 hours and
Shoot
gave
your
me
shot, bro.
his whole playbook. But this is the difference. I took his playbook, I went right out and literally executed everything. He taught me how to read yard signs. He taught me how to read the sensors in the house. He taught me everything. But the difference is that I did it like piece by piece till the point it was perfect. So then I could take it back to my group and say, hey guys, this is how we used to do it. We're doing it like this way now. And that brought us from 400 accounts year 800 accounts year 2 to 1,600 accounts year 3. And it literally doubled every year till 5,000 accounts. The crazy part is I just didn't do anything special. He gave me the roadmap, and I did it. Do you know how many people I've given that roadmap for and have done shit?
Countless.
And that's the point.
Bro.
That's the point, is that everybody has the same opportunity, but the person that actually doesn't implement it are the ones that will make it.
Right.
Or the level that you do implement it
Yes,
will be at the level that you're going to make
We
it.
call it FTI, failure to implement. Right? I've coached dozens, dare I say over 100 now, blue collar small business owners doing 100K a year to up to 5 million a year. And some come, some go, some have stayed. And it really just comes down to like, and Hermosi just said this yesterday. He's like, we know how to do 90% of it, whatever it is. Losing weight, bettering our marriage, bettering ourselves, growing a business, scaling a business, starting a business. We really know 90% of how to do it. We just use that 10% as a crutch not to do it. We really do. Like, I want to start a podcast. Okay. Well, you go to Spotify, you create an account, you press the red button on your iPhone, you talk for anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour or 2 hours, and then you press record, and then you upload it to Spotify, and now you have a podcast. Like, is it a polished turd? Absolutely. Then you can do the mics and the cameras and the TVs and the screens and the prompts and all the. Sure, you can do all that stuff, but we all know how to do that. But a lot of us, we don't want to put in the work. And something that I stole from Hermosi that I use all the time now is like hard work, consistently, over time. You have to do all.
Consistently being the word, man.
Yes, you have to do all three. Because people will put in the hard work for a season. I love that word too. People will put in the hard work for a season, and then they stop. And then they do it again, and then they stop. So their income goes like this. Man. Their marriage goes like this.
Well, they get that big win, and then they hold on to that win. It's like, that's just a win, man. You got to get that win every day.
Dude.
Right? Or it's almost like
Absolutely.
when they work hard, right? I think about this all the time. A guy will come out, and he's like, I worked so hard last week. Nothing's happening. I'm like, bro, you worked hard how many weeks? 1 week? That's it? Right? It's like, you were lazy the last 4 weeks. Why do you think you deserve anything because you worked hard 1 week? It's like, bro, do that every day, every week, for like a year. And if you do that for a year, there's no way you don't make it. The problem is people they don't have the discipline to do the year. And they don't need motivation.
Yes.
I had a guy named JJ. He's one of my favorite humans on planet Earth, dude. Kid's like 19 years old. He hustles. He makes great money. Comes from Coolidge, but like a thug part of Coolidge. I actually can't even speak about Coolidge. I don't even know if I've actually been there. But
I've been to Coolidge.
Is it pretty? Is it gangster?
He
makes it sound
there's
pretty
pockets,
hood.
just like there's pockets of Gilbert and Mesa and everywhere else.
He makes it sound. He's like pretty hood. Like I try to offer to help
mostly
move
farm,
out.
mostly farm stuff. But yeah, there's a couple
where
little.
he lives. It's hood.
Okay.
Right. But this kid, dude, he just goes and he hustles, and I actually can't remember exactly where I was going with this, but we tell him to do, and he'll go do it, and he's a master of replication. They'll have honest conversations, and he moves forward. And he's just one of those guys that you're just thankful to help him out, and he's 19 years old.
Yeah.
By the time the kid's 24, he's good. And I'm trying to the best I mentor him. He's like, I'm playing through these meme coins, all this stuff. I'm like, bro, I did all that stuff in 2017. Like when you're in door in the summer, especially when you're doing it at the level that we were doing it, I'm making like, I think my biggest paycheck in a week was $100K from just working my ass off and teams going, right?
Wild.
But you're making so much money. Me and my younger brother, dude, every day we're like, where do you want to put it? What crypto? And at that time, I don't remember 16, 17, it's just jumping. I think Bitcoin might have been at 30,000. Ethereum was like 700. And we're just printing money, but with no coaching, no training, nobody really mentoring us. I'm thinking in my head, dude, we're gonna be making these paychecks like every week. Like, who cares if we lose, $600,000? It doesn't matter. Like, we're good.
Way. Yeah, we'll make it up.
And then you grow older, and you're like, all right, man. The sexiest money and the sexiest place to put your money are the most unsexy places you can think of.
Yep.
The slow growth, the things you just watch, right? And it's
One of my business partners taught me something. He mentioned on the podcast, but he taught it to me probably 3 or 4 years ago. His name is Jason Jarvis. He said, "Master the dull and boring."
yeah, so true.
Master the dull and boring. And I'm like, okay. I was like, what does that look like? Well, like I said, You're like, Jason, you built this roofing company. I'm like, dude, I was doing it for a decade. You should know who I was. But like, if you go on, I can't touch that phone because it'll turn this off. But if you go on to Facebook, go on to Instagram right now, look how many, I have over 8,000, not 800, not 80, not 800, 8,000 posts on Instagram and Facebook. 8,000. Like, there's probably this many people that you and I know that have more than that. And probably not many more in the entire world, to be honest, because it's just a psycho number.
Gary V, maybe, I don't know.
But dude, I started January of 2010. My uncle and my cousin both told me it was dumb, told me it wouldn't work. It was a waste of time, waste of money. I was like, cool. And so I created Jason the Roofer. And this Instagram wasn't, Facebook and Instagram weren't bought together yet. So I did Jason Von Payne because I put in your name. People think my name is Von Payne, like Von Dutch. That's Von's just my middle name. But like when I put in Facebook in 2009, like
yeah, I put it as a full name.
yeah, I put my middle name on there, so it literally still shows
Right.
that.
I'm
Like,
Nowell, dude. We can be friends.
I get introduced as Jason Von Payne, and I'm like, how do you know my middle name? I'm like, oh, it's on Facebook. But and then I created Jason the Roofer, and I went up on a roof and I said, hey, this roof's a piece of crap. Here's why it's a piece of crap. Here's how to fix it. If you have any questions, here's my cell phone. Call me. No, I didn't have people riding with me. I didn't have cameras and lights and mics, like these wireless mics. Those are like an extreme, like trying to find those, like that was like a custom videographer guy, right? The shit, I don't even think I had it was like an iPhone 4, right? That probably had one really, really crappy camera. Probably didn't have the selfie mode, like those type of things, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, it's just, but I just did it. And I just did one a day. And then I did it again and again and again and again. And you fast forward and all of a sudden like, holy crap, like now, that account now makes me money on a monthly basis. Like we do 100K in revenue just off of social media, free raw organic social media.
Really?
Yes.
From the social media account, you
Yes.
make 100K? Really?
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Yes.
It's just, and it's funny because I've been really trying to be intentional about the social media side. I'm a huge consumer of social media, and I got to the point where I'm like, I'm so done consuming. I want to be consumed.
Yes.
And I love just the art of seeing things grow. So like I've been really trying to implement it, watch it, and see. Every time I do a video, I'm seeing why this one tank. I don't care if it tanks. I don't care if it explodes.
Right.
I just want to know what are the things that made it tank. What are the things that made it explode?
Right.
Because I want to know when I make the next one, what do I need to do to get it to what what are the triggers to do this, that. But strictly because it's fascinating, fun to grow and to watch, and that's like same thing here. You love roofing, but you obviously love the feeling and the whole thing around growth. It's just there's something about it that's it's like winning every day, right? And
dude,
those wins are contagious.
Yes, dude. My thing is I love educating people and I love making an impact. Those are my two things. Because when you educate people, you build trust. When you build trust, then they want to transact with you. So they know me like. Think of Jason. People don't think of me in any other way other than a roofer on the business side.
Right.
They know Jason's married. I know people that like I didn't know they were married. I'm like, you married? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm married. I have 5 kids. I'm like, where? Like I've never seen like on your social media pages and all. Like it doesn't even show that it looks like you're single and a partying single.
Right.
But you're married and have 5 kids. I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
But like I'm very vocal about my wife and my kids and all those type of things. My religion.
Why is that? Why is that for you? What's your purpose? Because I have a purpose. Why I do it. I want to
Relatability.
Okay.
Relatability. Why? Because if dude, that's
But why do you show those specific things? Because you can relate on anything you post, right? But why are those things that you focus on?
What if? Because they're the most important to me.
Okay.
Because I believe because I've had a shitty marriage and I've almost gotten divorced. Actually, I got divorced already once when I was like 22. Right back from my mission.
You got married young. When did you get married? 21?
Right back from my mission, like within 12 months of my mission. So this is when I had to go from 19 to 21. And I got married when I was 22, had a kid when I was 23, divorced by 24.
Okay.
So like, boom, like 18 months, like start to finish. Did it all legit, did it all right.
Yeah.
I had a 15-year-old from that. But I learned like what not to do personally. And also she's psycho, but so I learned what to do and I was like, okay, there's got to be a better way to have a good marriage. And if, like I said, you got to maintain it. You got to work on it. You got to, put effort into it. And I love my wife. Like I said, she's actually due with our 5th kid on Sunday.
Oh,
so,
Sunday?
Literally Sunday. Like I get a phone call right now. I have to go to the hospital. She's ready to rock and roll. She's
that's number...
This is number 5.
5.
6 total, but 5.
Okay.
Her and I have 5.
Okay.
Yeah, all natural births.
Nice.
5 kiddos. She's a beast. She's a freaking badass.
You're not kidding. That is a beast, man.
She's
my wife tried to do all natural in the very last one, and I watched him like, just take the shot. Take the shot. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And last minute, she's like, all right, let's do it. And then baby came.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that was torturous
Dude,
to watch.
yeah, dude, no way.
The women go through crazy stuff to have a
But
baby.
you mentioned why do I bring those things up? Because now more than ever, I think people like kids are disconnected from their parents like crazy. Huge problem. Huge problem. You need Sean Whalen tell me this. Don't ever let another man raise your kids.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool, noted. Marriages, 51% of marriages end in a divorce. Okay, what can I do? I've learned how to have a shitty divorce, and I've learned how to have a really good marriage. And I know if I'm a blue collar small business owner that struggles with spending quality time with their kids, creating experiences with their kids, because I'm growing and scaling my business. If I'm struggling or was, it's just different now. But like if I was struggling to be present in my marriage and make my marriage a priority and have it thriving, have a great sex life and great, like have your wife, like when you come home, she loves to see you, not like you're just a thing. You're just like a fly on the wall. Or you're, we call it roommate phase. Don't ever, if you're in the roommate phase, DM me, I'll help you get out. It's the worst thing. I call it the Great Wall of China. You're in bed.
The Great Wall of
literally
China.
like it's you, Great Wall of China, and your spouse. Like there's nothing worse, bro. Like it's ice cold. It is a cold plunge in your mattress if you're in the roommate phase. You can get out of it though. I did, but like if I'm going through that, somebody else has to be going through that.
Well, yeah, for sure.
And then I do a census, or I don't even do a census. I just like look around and ask around. And so my skill mastermind, no joke, is like I said, those 4 things. So personal development. Not number one, but one of the biggest things blue collar dudes do is they drink, they do drugs, they don't make their family a priority or their marriage a priority. Plain and simple.
That's just the culture of the
Natural, especially roofers, blue collar in general,
Really?
right? Yeah, over 50% of them are obese, not even overweight. They're obese. They're just like they neglect themselves. They'll work on their business. They don't eat, they don't work out, so they eat shit. They don't work out. They just put on weight. Cool, you can still grind and hustle and still be fat. You can still grind and hustle and make money and still be fat. So Andy Frisella, I saw Andy Frisella when he was fat.
Oh, really?
Fat. Yeah, it was probably 8 to 10 years ago at Grant Cardone's GrowthCon. One of his first ones, his first one or second one, and Andy Frisella all black boots, black shirt, black pants, big long beard, black hat. And I was like, who is this freaking fat fuck? Dead swear on my life.
Who runs a nutrition
I hope
company?
Andy Frisella sees this because I freaking love the dude has changed my life. One of my top 5 favorite, most influential people on planet Earth.
I agree.
Made that very clear.
So cut and dry.
Cut this and send it to him. But he was overweight then, and you can see the pictures and his transformation. So probably about almost a decade ago. And I had no idea who he was, but Grant had him come speak, and I think it was in Vegas at his GrowthCon. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he had been doing at least $500 million, if not $1 billion in revenue at that point, right? It wasn't him sleeping in the mattress in the back,
Right.
but like he let himself go, right? And I feel like so all relatability. So everybody that joins Scale and joins my shameless plug to my mastermind, a lot of them join to become a better spouse, to become a better parent, or to better themselves, and maybe if anything, their business at the end. So it's not just like some people like only do business. Like, dude, like that's great. You make money. You cheat on your spouse, dude. You're not the guy. That's not cool.
Well, how you do some things, how you do all things, right?
Yes.
So
like,
if you're doing pretty shitty in the business, you're probably doing pretty shit at home. But man, if you got a solid home life,
oh
the
man,
business is significantly easier, and it's all the same thing,
Yeah.
right? And the home life is not always an easy thing either.
it's the hardest. Dude, growing and scaling a business is 10 times easier than like making your spouse and your family a priority consistently and creating experiences with them. Like that is, in my opinion, harder than posting on social media and getting people to call me to do a roof and signing a $20,000 roof.
Yeah. Well, especially when you got 5 or 6 kids. Like if you're like me, I actually struggled having another kid. I wanted them. I wanted to have 8 kids. That was like my number. I can't do 8. Okay.
That's a big ass number.
No. I hit 5 and I looked at my wife. I'm like, even 5, we're like, are we sure? And the reason why is because my first kid, Cash, we grew so close.
My first kid is Cash.
No, fucking
True story.
wild.
True story.
Wild.
Yeah.
Okay, we're hanging out. So anyway, first kid's Cash though, dude, and I took him everywhere. We went to the lake, took him everywhere. Like that time of my life, I wakeboarded like probably 4 times a week, after work, before work, sometimes
Love it.
secretly not going to work. Took him everywhere with me, right? So if I have another kid, every time it was like, will I be able to give the next kid the same amount of time and attention that I did him? And the third kid, will I be able to do that?
The answer is no.
And now I know the answer is no. And it's also okay because that is what makes them who they are.
Yes.
Right? And you're going to screw up as a parent. You definitely screw up as a parent. I do it every week somehow, some way, whatever.
Right.
Because you can't do it perfectly. but that's okay because that is what makes your kid who they are. And then I believe that is up to you to teach them at that point to help construct them and keep them on that path because you're going to screw up.
Totally.
And let's be honest, I think I realized this, it's expectations, and man, they screw up everything, right? Like we set expectations on people, we set expectations on our relationships, and it's just wrong because you're making a contract that somebody else did not agree to. Right. Like growing up, like most kids, my parents screwing up.
A 9-year-old undeveloped brain, and you want them to like function. This is a true story. Like Heidi's like, dude, they're not a 35-year-old employee that knows one will listen to you on the first time and like will respect you the first time and knows that like there's like legitimate consequences behind it. Their body and their brain is fully formed and developed, and you control their paycheck. You don't control your 9-year-old paycheck. No. They're gonna sleep in your house no matter what. You're not gonna kick them out, right? And like, so there's like they're less scared of you, so they're willing to give you more pushback and do all these things. But I'm like, but their brain's not fully developed, their body's not fully developed. They're having all these emotions and new physical stuff that like, but you want them to act and function as a fully developed, 30 or 40-year-old, husband or wife or male or woman. Just like you have unrealistic expectations. Like, dude, you can't treat them the same. You can't act the same.
But it's I learned this contract thing I think from Jimmy Rex, where he says,
Jimmy Rex.
Yeah, dude, he's a stud. I like.
He's supposed to come on my podcast.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. He's actually in town this weekend.
I'll hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up. He's in town.
I'm having a baby. Never mind.
He's got a walk group.
See,
hey, you are having
case
a baby.
in point. Like I'm like, oh shit.
Let's wait till the baby comes. Okay?
What am I doing this
weekend?
weekend?
Make it.
Like, hey, yeah. Hey, 9 a.m. We're going to have a baby. Jimmy, what are you doing at 7 a.m.?
Well, baby 6 different than baby 1. Baby 1, when it happened to me, we were in mid gym. He was like, my water broke. I'm freaking out. And all I see in the movies is we're racing to the hospital. Yeah. And the whole time I'm doing that, and she's like, slow down. I'm like, I'm panicking. Kid 5, it's like, hey, we got to go to the hospital. We're going to go eat some food first. Dude, you got your blankets?
Dude, Heidi straight up, she's like, hey, like, go to Sonic, give me a cup of ice.
Yes. Because they know you're going to be sitting there for a while.
Can we grab Cafe Rio on the way?
Yes.
She's like, give me my last legitimate meal for at least, 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure. But the first one, we're like, oh shit, what do you do with it? Yeah, it's really funny. So, okay, but bringing this all this stuff back about relatability and in the blue collar space, as we wrap this up, what I want you guys to understand, and Brett's in the middle of it too, is like there's a time and a place, there's a season for everything, right? But like in this order always is you and your relationship with God, your personal development, then your spouse, then your kids. Charlie Kirk talks about that. Is like you and your spouse. That is a covenant, as a contract. You don't have a covenant with your kids. There's no covenant with your kids. There's covenantal promises with you and your spouse. That's why your spouse goes first before your kids. So it's you in a relationship with God first, and personal development, then your then your spouse, then your kids, then your business.
Correct.
And I also put anyone and anything else. Wakeboarding, parents, siblings, distant siblings, coworkers, high school friends.
Yeah.
Like in that order, never gets compromised, ever. Right? It doesn't mean that you have to work 18 hours that day. Sure. But that doesn't mean that you throw God to the side and throw your wife and kids to the side. But like you just communicate like, hey, this is what I need to do. Boom, boom, boom. Because when you go on vacation with your kids, like you make them a priority. Mm-hmm. So the whole like work-life balance thing does not exist.
No.
It is extremisms.
It's like week by week or month by month, sometimes day by day.
Yes, dude.
Some weeks I'm way balanced over here, and other weeks I'm like, I got to get back to the family. I got to go back over this direction.
Yes, create an experience.
You have to be aware of it.
But like, dude, and people understand that, like, dude, your kids don't need you 6, 7, 8 hours a day. They don't, and they don't even want you for 6, 7 hours a day. Nor does your spouse.
Well, okay. So that's a really funny topic, right? Because I deal with that with reps sometimes. Like, my wife needs me home. My girlfriend needs me home. Whatever. I'm like, yeah, she probably does want you home, but she doesn't want you home broke. And guess what? If you are home all this time she wants you home and you're broke, she's gonna resent you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and if anything, sometimes everyone needs to be taught and educated, right?
Hey, babe, what do you want for dinner? Oh, yeah, we can't go to Steak 44. Sorry, we have a hamburger helper.
Yes.
Well, why do you have a hamburger helper? Well, because I'm not working because I'm not making any money.
Yes.
Well, do both. No, you can't do both.
You gotta work, man. That is your
like on a
your
podcast. Like this is actually my second phone. My other phone, I don't even know who has my phone. My other phone's like not even in the room, right? Like no, like my wife can't get a hold of me. Nobody can get a hold of me. I'm on a podcast. I'm intentional with what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna leave, and you are no longer a priority. You need to leave, get the fuck out of my office, so I can go do other things. Brett and the podcast are no longer a priority. Okay, and then I check in with my wife and I check in with my kids and whatever. When I go on date night, I literally have multiple watches, not nice ones. I don't care. I'm not a watch guy.
Me neither.
But I take out my Apple Watch because my Apple Watch attached to my phone, and people can call me or text me on here. So I take this off and I put on a watch that nobody can hold me on, and I leave my phone in the middle console when we go on date night. Dude, date night is like one to 2 hours max. It's not a 6 hour thing. It's not a 6 day thing. It's just not. But when you try and multitask and do all that stuff, there's nothing worse than when your wife catches you looking at a football game or looking at your phone when you're supposed to be on date night and connecting with her and having like legit, deep, awesome, genuine conversations with her, and you are on your phone doing something else.
Blows me away. Blows me away at your dinner and you see people sitting at the table at their phone. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Dude.
Like, you might as well not even be here in the first place.
No way.
Like, you just shouldn't. The one thing I do want to bring back, because I think it ties so much into like the business and the family and any relationship, is that invisible contracts that Jim Rex taught. Because what I mean by this is we put expectations on people without communicating with them.
Yes.
Right? And like talk about relationship, even going to dinner, putting your phone away. You can be mad. Say the wife is on the phone or you're on the phone, whatever. They can be mad but all they want, but you shouldn't be, because you're putting an expectation on them that they did not yet agree to. Should they know? Yeah.
Yes.
But you have to talk and communicate. Hey, when we go to dinner, I want this experience. I want this. This is how I want to feel when we're done.
Right, dude.
Now we can do that.
I'm 38. I didn't know this until I was like 35 years old. So when you assume you make it an ass out of you and me.
I like that. Never heard that.
I never heard that either.
Never heard that.
I'd be like, you didn't know that? But no, that's been around for 20 years. I'm like, I just found that out like 2
You
years
just
ago.
blew everyone's mind.
Yeah, like assumption. Don't ever assume, right? So setting those expectations. Hey, my kids, like somebody like, I love when my kids wake up to me. I wake up to my kids and I'm like, I can count on one hand in a decade how many times I've woken up to my kids or with my kids. Why? I'm at the gym. And my kids know that, and I've communicated with them. If I'm not home, there's a phone, there's an iPad, there's something to communicate to me if something happens, or my wife's there. But like my wife and I, she'll go to her gym. She goes to Burn. I go to the gym, and our kids are at home. Like, hey, if you have a question, call us or text us or whatever. But like, Dad's never home. He'll come home right before we go to school, say hi, and then send him off. But like, no, my dad goes to the gym every day. I'd rather have my kids know that it's like, oh, I woke up and I made him eggs and filet mignon and biscuits and gravy. And like, I'm like,
yes,
cool. I was like, but your dad's fat and he's out of shape and is lethargic. And oh, by the way, when I go play with my kids, I go play with my kids. Write that down.
It's different.
When you go play with your kids, go play with your kids. Don't be so out of shape and so unathletic and so lethargic and let yourself go so bad that you cannot have quality relationships via activities with your kids. People go and they watch their kid play football and they don't play football and they sit in a chair. Go play soccer and their wife has to go do it, or their siblings have to go do it. Their dad has to sit in a chair or sit in the truck or sit on a sofa or sit whatever. Get off your ass and go play. Put the phone down and go play with your kids. Some of us are in shape, but we're paralyzed by the phone. Some of us aren't in shape, but we're not paralyzed by the phone. But you're paralyzed by your body. Don't do either of those. Like, be intentional. I go play with basketball with my kids almost every single night. We play till 11.
Awesome.
I play with, and then my daughters, they either do like trampoline stuff or whatever, or they'll do volleyball or do soccer. But all four of them, I give them about 10 minutes each, 15 minutes each at night.
Good on you.
Every single night. I have my phone. I leave my phone in the house and we go outside and play, or I'll turn on a little speaker and listen to music while we're playing.
Dude, that's the best.
I do not check my phone.
I love that.
I was like, before 11, before we start the game, on my phone. Okay, after 11, check my phone again. Not a problem. But 0 to 11, I do not check my phone. Be intentional, be engaged with whatever you're doing. When you're wakeboarding, you're probably not on your phone while you're wakeboarding.
That's my favorite part about the lake, is that most of the time you don't have service.
Bad service.
That's why my dad brought us to the lake all the time.
Love it.
Like, he always said it. My favorite part about being at the lake is that none of my kids have a way to contact any of their friends.
Yes.
It's like you are the most present in that very moment.
So I go to the dunes. So I'm a dunes guy. I just got a brand new toy hauler. Freaking love it.
Sick.
So dope. Go to the dunes. My kids, I'll let them, like, it's 5 hours and we're like packed like sardines in my truck, right? So I'm like, hey, to each their own. I don't give two shits. Like, screens, iPads, switches, all this shit. Like, do your thing, hang out, do your jam, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm most of the time I'm even working anyways. I'm like, let's have 5 hours of quality time talking. Like, you're an idiot. That's not a thing. At least not for me. And my kids are also psycho, mega high energy.
Yeah.
Like sardines in a truck, bro. They are like psychos.
Yeah, they're wild, huh?
They're not like, let's just sit down and read a book or let's take a nap. They're like, let's flip this truck upside down and see what happens.
Let's rage.
Yes, like let's roll
Rage
in the
in the
windows and
truck.
flip people off. Like, holy shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
But when we get to the dunes, when we turn off at Gordon's Well, all electronics go off until we leave, whether they're for 2 days or 5 days.
Awesome.
0. No electronics, no screens, No, nothing. We go to the beach, we go on trips, we go whatever. Like there's a time and a place for those things. Set the expectations, communicate like, why are you on your Switch? Well, you didn't say I couldn't be on my Switch. Oh,
Right.
You're right, my bad. Hey, let's have a conversation about this. But they set the expectation and they're all there. I literally put in my truck, lock my door, and they know now they're not even going to try and go get them because they know like, oh, hey, we're at the dunes. We can't touch our electronics because dad wants us to be here and be present. And all of a sudden they start like talking to you more. They start interacting with you more. They start doing all these things with you. I'm like,
Yeah.
but like, dude, you have to be the example, set the standard for you and your spouse and your kids and your team members and your clients.
Well,
do.
look how it adjusts everything, right? If you don't have that conversation before you go out there and set the agreement and have them sign the agreement and say, yes, I agree, it doesn't just piss off you, it pisses off the kids too. You're going out there and you're going, why the hell are you guys
Right.
on your iPad? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
One, you're frustrated, so you did that yourself. Then the kids are like, yeah, I don't know, like I did something wrong, and they didn't.
What did I do wrong?
They didn't do anything
It's
wrong.
like,
Because you have a contract that they didn't sign, but you're holding them to that
you didn't
contract.
you 38-year-old adult, mature adult, you didn't communicate to me, but now you're yelling at me because I'm 9 and because this thing is more entertaining than you are because you're stuck on your phone and you won't make me a priority, but you're mad at me because I'm on this because you didn't tell me
Yeah.
to not be in this. Now you're mad at me and now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had not countless, but I've had dozens of conversations where my wife's like, dude, that is you, or that was you in that situation, in that whatever. Like, you can't do that. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. You and I are very similar in that way.
give me a minute, go back, think, and I'm like, you're right, I fucked up, my bad.
Yeah.
And I literally go through and I'm like, oh, it wasn't actually Cash or Remy or Nixon or Oakley or my wife. I'm like, oh no, I didn't communicate that clearly or at all. Right? And so that's something like, dude, like over communicate. And we think of, it's crazy. We'll spend all this time, all this money, all this effort on having a 5-star experience with our clients, but we won't spend the time, the money, and the energy having a 5-star experience with our spouse, or with ourselves, or with our kids. Your priorities are fucked up. Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
And it's funny, growing up, I have this experience with my dad. I used to have, access to him whenever I wanted to. If I wanted to go drive his office, I'd walk in, bother him. He'd always let it happen.
Sure.
He made one moment where he got an assistant and he tried and attempted to basically make his time more important, right? Basically he said, at this time, I'm not accessible. I'm doing work.
Yep.
And I remember one time I called him up and an assistant picked up and I said, I want to talk to my dad. And she goes, oh, you can't. He's blocked off right now. And I got so pissed off. Like, it's my dad. I better get access to him. And now I feel so terrible because now I see the value of where that's at. Like in my calendar, if I'm doing something with my kids, it's in the calendar. Why? Not because I need it. It's because that is letting me know that that time's intentional for them.
Yep.
Right? And why would we not? If we block off calendars for work, why do we do that? Because it's a very important time. You can't miss it. You're doing this. Everything else has to go around that.
Dude,
if we treat work like that, why don't we do that same thing for our wife and for our kids? If your kids are important, block off time in your calendar for your kids because they are so important.
Put it on
that
your
they
calendar
deserve
too.
it.
Put
They
date night
deserve it.
on your calendar.
Yeah.
Or it's not going to happen. I've even heard people say like, put sex on your calendar. Like, well, that's weird. That's dumb. Why would you do that? It's like, you're not having it anyways. Like, at least put it on the calendar. Like, make it a priority.
At least
Make
you
it
might
happen.
attempt to.
Yeah, at least
You
you
might get
attempt
it
to.
in, man.
Yeah,
You
whether it
might.
happens or not. But like,
might.
you're not doing it anyways, right? Okay, so as we wrap up here, I want you guys to know like the power of being intentional, creating experiences with your family. Going on that note, like you said, with the whole time stuff. If you're not making that a priority, your kids are going to see that, and you cannot allow people to have access to you 24/7. You just can't.
No.
Because if you do that, like you'll never be. If you try and be everything to everyone, you'll be nothing to anyone. And that goes for time. Like you have to be able to tell people and educate people, especially like your team members, your family. Here's where I'm available. Here's where I'm not. Here's where you can count on me. Here's where you can't. And you can't count on me. Like right now, like this hour, I told her, she called me right before, like, hey, I have a pod, and she knew this. Like, hey, I have a podcast for an hour. She's like, cool. She knows in 61 minutes or whatever, she can call me.
It's open.
I'll be available. What do you need, babe? I got you. She knows for that hour, like I'm in here doing this. She respects that because I communicated that to her. Right? Here we go. Boom. Practice. My call setters know I have practice, so there's no appointments after 3 because that gives me time to get home, get everything going, and I practice at 5 o'clock on the dot with my kid with Cash on Mondays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, if I need to go late, not a problem. They're like, oh, Mondays and Wednesdays, oh, he can't do that. He has football practice with his son. They'll tell clients that, and some of them don't care. I'm like, cool. Jason doesn't care. Pound salt. Pick a different day or go find somebody else.
There's so many topics around this. I know we probably don't have time for it, but like the fact that you have that, how do you have that, right? And
You have to set it though.
I know that's what I'm saying.
You have to implement
people
that.
are like, but this is my favorite part. People, I'm so busy. I'm like, what does that mean? I'm working so hard. What do you mean? Why do you even feel like that? And do you know why they feel like that? Their calendar's blank. So they go into the week of Monday. They have these 30 things they know they got to do, and they think they can do it. They go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way to Sunday, and they go, man, last week was crazy. I was so busy. They weren't busy.
And they
didn't
got
do a whole
nothing
lot
productive
of anything.
done.
No, they just don't have shit, because the one thing that you do that you're able to do that is because you do Sunday planning. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And because you do Sunday planning, you know what your week looks like. You know that if you have a fire, you can handle it. You know, like it is you planned it out, and because you planned it out, you knew where you're going, and you set the right expectations, and you conquered.
Dude, the calendar is it can make you or break
It's
you.
the biggest hack ever.
Grant Cardone teaches that white on the calendars of the devil. Like, dude, I even have put on there, go sign for Toy Hauler, 3 to 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Can't run an appointment, can't have football practice, can't whatever, because I need to go sign and pick up the Toy Hauler. That was literally there. Pack for the dunes. That was Wednesday evening from 6 to 9 p.m. Hey, babe, want to go to this? No, I got to pack from 6 to 9 p.m. Okay, this Saturday. Hey, can you run appointments, Jason? No, I have 2 football games, I have a volleyball game, and I have a dance recital all before noon.
Right.
I am not available this Saturday morning. So
the one thing that's really cool, and I know we gotta rock off here, but I think there's something that should be shared. I think it'd be really valuable to share with your people. When you come home from the office, I'm assuming it's hard to turn it off sometimes. When you come home from the office,
it is a practice
home is crazy
skill.
sometimes.
yes.
Right? There's something that I was taught that changed for me, because there was a wild, I don't know, couple of months where I was coming home and I was exhausted. And my wife actually got Lyme's, my kid got Lyme's, and so she was going through it, dead tired, can't do much, can't lift much. I'd come home and the home was just wild, right? Just 5 kids, they all make one mess. You have a lot of messes really quick.
Oh, yeah.
And she is amazing. She does so much, but she just couldn't keep up with it. And I had a time where I was coming home and I'm like, I'm exhausted. I'm doing the dishes now. I'm cooking food now. I'm picking up. At some point it got to me. And then this is what Jimmy Rex taught me, which is the best thing ever. And he got it from somebody else. I don't know who. But we started to implement it, change everything, right? Haley realized when I got home, I was stressed. It was just like a trigger.
Right.
Why? And because I didn't expect it, right? Sometimes I come home, I'm hot, and I trigger her. Why? Because she didn't expect it. So we started this new thing that if we were ever in any type of way that's not like just feeling great, I text her, I call on the way home, and I say, hey, 1 to 100, where are you at? She goes, 30. I'm like, okay, when I come home, I'm going to show up for you.
It's funny, we do 0 to 10. Hey, where are you at?
Same thing, sick.
Hey, I'm at an 8. What do you need?
Yes.
Like, because most of the time you're never both at a 2, and if you are, just know that like, kids, figure it out. Go grab shit out of the pantry. Like me and mom, we're spent. We're toast. Like we're going to bed at 8.
Yeah.
You know, there's other ones like, oh, you're at a 4. You had a really shitty day. This and that. Like, dude, I'm at an 8. What do I need? What can I do? How can I help?
It's good because now you can know how to show up.
Yes.
If I don't, I'm hot and she gets triggered.
But
if
you
I'm hot
can't
and
be a
triggered-
3 every day.
No.
You can't as a dad, as a spouse, as a husband, as a patriarch, as a male. You cannot be at a 2 or a 3 or a 4 every day.
No.
It does not exist.
No.
Are you exhausted? Sure, but that doesn't mean you're a 2 or a 3 or a 4.
No.
Because what if your wife told you she was at 2 or 3 or 4? The Eeyore effect.
No, yeah. At some point you're like,
Dude, there's no way your wife is at a 2 or 3 or 4 every single day.
No.
Or they're abusing that type of a system.
But that's also why, right? One, you can't and you won't at your caliber, right? It doesn't happen. But we're all human too. We have our moments, right? Same thing when Mansell guys are like, man, I'm having a rough time. You're fine. It's like, bro, I go through the same shit that you go through every day. The only difference is I've gone through it so many times. I was aware of it that I know how to take care of it myself. I don't need to call you to get me to where I'm at, right?
Yes.
But because we now have that ability, because we've gone through it and we've been aware of it, right? We don't have those days every day, but they happen.
Right.
But now if you go home and she's at a 2 and you're at an 8, you just know, hey, the house is gonna be a wild fucking place. But I'm gonna show up prepared. And I'm gonna be there for you.
And then
Instead
your
of
wife
being
loves
triggered.
you even more because
Yes.
you showed up and went above and beyond because she's on fumes. You didn't just show up or match her at a 2. You're like, dude, I'm at an 8. Like, dude, babe, I got you. And all of a sudden you're like, wait, she loves me even more. And this happened and this happened. Like it was great. And we connected at the end of the night and it was awesome. And like, why did that happen? Oh, because I showed up for her when, like right now, my wife, she's also 9 months pregnant, make that very clear. She's at she's never more than a 5. The last 30 days, she's never more than a 5. Because by 3 o'clock, her body is
Shut down,
toast.
man. Yeah.
Toast. So I know internally, no matter what goes on with work or extra activities, holidays and parties and work stuff. One of my guys freaking rearing at somebody and totaled a truck yesterday. Like some people that would totally derail him. I went home. I showed up. I went to football practice. I came home. We went to Agritopia. We looked at Christmas lights. Dude, bum, 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 bum. Dude, I showed up. I was there. I helped with dinner. I helped put him to bed so she could take a bath and relax and do her thing. But you have to communicate that to yourself, to your spouse, to your kids, to your team members, to your clients.
Yeah, just talk talk. You want to mess up your relationship, just don't communicate how you're feeling.
Oh,
Right? Don't be honest with how you're feeling. But if you communicate, it gives them also an opportunity to show
at
up
least they
for
know
you.
what to expect. Even if you're like, hey, like I'm not helping out today, like pound salt. I'm not like do not pound on me showing up mentally, emotionally, physically today. At least they know.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get railroaded. Okay, but at least you know the railroad. At least you know the train's coming.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, a train hit me. It's like, oh, I didn't see it coming. It's like, at least tell them it's coming, even if it's a shitty one.
Right.
Right.
And then, we're not perfect. I will say we have that system in place, and it's phenomenal. Sometimes you screw up. I had a moment not too long ago where I was going through it, man, working my ass off. And, we had gotten a big blow up. But at the end of the day, the blow up was on me because I just didn't communicate what was going on. I'm trying to keep it inside. You're not communicating to get sympathy. You're communicating so that they know how to show up for you and they know what to expect. That's it.
Yes.
Over communication solves all things. Under communication leaves open thoughts for assumptions. And we now know what assumptions are, right? So
Yes.
just communicate with your wife. I'll be honest, I love this topic. If you ever want to talk again about relationships and like that life and sex, like that stuff is so crucial because it plays such a significant role in your business.
100%.
If you're not having sex with your wife, that's a problem.
Right.
It's a problem. And it pours into everything that you do. But the relationship, I'll be honest, I've been so
and not
blessed,
not just sex, but we can, like I said, we gotta stop. But like not just sex, but like connection. If you're not connecting with your spouse, like constantly and consistently, then like it'll bleed everywhere else.
It's like when you work, right? It's like, hey, I'm gonna be doing some big, like I'm sure we're starting this new adventure, right?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
just so you know, I'm starting something new.
I'm vamping up my consulting business.
Yeah,
Dude.
And but now she knows. She goes, okay.
I'm trying to get State 48 to 2 million a month instead of one or 1.5 a month. Like it's those 3 big plates I got going on. So
Yes, it is.
It's a real thing. Oh, and I'm having my 6th kid.
Yeah, man, that's a lot.
So,
but
but guess what, bro?
You can do it.
Dude, failure is not an option. Quitting is not an option.
No, you know you'll make it because you're not going to quit,
dude.
But you already have the roadmap too,
bro.
It's just another obstacle, another fun thing to dial in.
Opportunities.
100%.
Is it? How can people find you? How can find Nowell? How can people find Bret Nowell on? Where do you want them to go?
Look me up on Instagram, Bret with 1 T, Nowell.
Bret with 1 T.
Yeah, and I just have fun with it. What you'll find in me, like I'm a serious person. I'm a hard ass worker, but I'm also 100% a goofball. Yeah. Like on social media, I don't give a shit what people think about me. Right? Comments, bad, good, I don't care. I just like to have fun. But man, I love this, and I appreciate you having me on because I love, once again, seeing how you operate. Like that is so valuable and fun and contagious. So thank you for letting me just gather that from you.
Absolutely. Hey, there's no fee, there's no sponsors, none of that shit, right? All I ask is you share it with a guy, share it with a mom, share it with a dad, share it with somebody that's struggling. Maybe they're fat and out of shape. Maybe their business is absolutely crumbling. Maybe their marriage or they just need to pick me up. Something here. When I said that, someone, person, guy, girl, young, old, popped into your head. Share this with them. Let them listen to it. That's all I ask in return, right? Appreciate you guys being on. Sexy Business Status Podcast. See you on the next one. Let's roll.